What's going on, boxing heads? It's your brother Poole coming back at you with another boxing video for the boxing heads and the boxing mind. Oh yeah, David Benavidez versus Anthony Yarde is going to be a pretty good little fight. You know what I'm saying? As long as it lasts, because we know Anthony Yarde, he runs out of gas after 6 rounds. And, you know, whatever he's going to do, he better do it in 6 rounds, because after that, it's all downhill. And we know David don't stop. He's a machine. He's like the Terminator, right? He's the Mexican monster. So the Mexican monster going to do what Mexican monsters do. He's going to beat up Anthony Yarde, and that's what it is, you know. But Anthony Yarde, you know, he is a warrior now. You know what I'm saying? He did fight Arthur Beterbiev, right? You know what I'm saying? He went in there against the Titan. You know, didn't do so well, but you know what I'm saying? He did face him, and he fought Sergey Kovalev. So he's not a scary guy or nothing like that. He's just a front runner. You know, he can't last more than 6 rounds. That's his problem. But he has excellent boxing skills, and I think it'll be pretty entertaining as long as it lasts. Now, David Benavidez was asked, why didn't he pick Arthur Beterbiev since he's fighting Deon Nicholson on the card? Well, you know, David said simple. You know, he was not asked, or he was not on the list, you know. He said that it was only Yarde seems to be the most logical person that whoever, you know, offered him the fights. You know what I'm saying? It was only Yarde that was, you know, a plausible fighter, you know what I'm saying, to pick. So, you know, Arthur Beterbiev, you know, and looked like Dimitry Bivol, looked like they're creating their own little bubble, like, you know, like Triple G and Canelo Alvarez did, right? You know, and looked like David might be kind of frozen out, like Boo Boo Andre was frozen out at 168, you know what I'm saying, from, you know, having a shot at the titles, right? You know, David Benavidez is dangerous, you know, and they probably want to hold off fighting David Benavidez as long as they can, because I think Dimitry Bivol and Arthur Beterbiev want to get in the 3rd fight. You know, Arthur Beterbiev won the first one by majority decision, and Dimitry Bivol got the second one by majority decision. So maybe they want to do the tiebreaker before each one of them perhaps lose in a dangerous fight to David Benavidez. Maybe that's the thinking that's going on here. But I don't think they're afraid of David Benavidez. I think they just got unfinished business, and they want to break the tiebreaker, right? But David, you know, he's always coming in at the end of the party. You know, it's like he's just a war machine that's looking for a war. And you know, there's other competition at 175, but David's just trying to go for Undisputed, where he can meet Jael Patella up at cruiserweight, you know, and go for that big Turk money. He's got plans, and Dimitry Bivol and Arthur Beterbiev are just, you know, these old fighters that's in the way. And you know, he's coming through, you know what I'm saying? He wants the belts. And you know, Dimitry Bivol, you know, he vacated the WBO so he wouldn't have to fight David Benavidez, which makes sense because he was already undisputed, right? So, you know, he don't have to defend his belts, you know, once he's already achieved the goal. So that makes sense, you know, so he can clear the way to fight Beterbiev, right? So they can get their action up out of the way, right? So, you know, David is just kind of coming in on the tail end, you know, up from 168, where he couldn't get the action that he wanted. So now he's up at 175. He can't get the action that he wanted. And, you know, look like he's just got kind of like the odd fighter on the outside, right? While everybody got this history with each other. And, you know, but the Mexican Monster Day is coming. You know, you best believe, you know, as long as he keep that warrior heart and that warrior spirit that he got, and he's willing to fight anybody, his day is coming, man. You know what I'm saying? He's only 28 years old, and he's in his prime. And for the other guys like Dimitry Bivol and Arthur Beterbiev, they're past it. You know what I'm saying? They're over the hill. They're still good, but you know, they're trying to, you know, create they already created their legacy against each other. So, you know, for David, you know, he's just gonna have to wait his time, you know, and I think that's coming real soon.